Hi everyone, welcome to Life Coaching with Gail in the middle of March. I hope you're doing well. I just want to say, if you are here, if you are alive, then you absolutely 100% have a purpose to be here with your friends, family, loved ones, with the community, with the broader aspect of the world. You have, and guaranteed, you have something very unique and something very special to share. So for those of you who have been really struggling lately, since last year, and you don't feel that you know what you're doing in your life, and there is a lot of that around, whether you've been feeling a little bit heavy and dragging yourself around, it's simply the change that you are feeling in the world's energy and the new world, because last year was the old world, this year is the new world. And as part of the new world, it's getting involved in new experiences. So if you've never done something that's a little bit alternative, let's say, then now's a really good time to just start looking, searching. And I have today with me our special guest, Gerda. Hi, Gerda.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
And Gerda's going to talk a little bit about herself and about what she does and what she's been involved with. That is of the alternative sort of healing modality for well-being, for improved health, for clarity, as well of insight, because once you feel better in yourself, you have a clearer view of your life and what you want to do. So would you just like to tell us a little bit about yourself, Gerda?
Yes, I can. My name is Gerda. I've been practicing Reiki for a very long time now. I started with that when I still lived overseas in Holland. As you can hear from my accent, I'm not from New Zealand. I'm originally from Holland. When I was younger, the healing always intrigued me. I was always very interested, so I found somebody who was willing to teach me overseas, so I took that opportunity. From then on, it's always been part of my life, really. I've immigrated to New Zealand about 20 years ago, because I really love New Zealand. It's such a beautiful country to live in. During those beginning years, I kind of didn't practice Reiki because you were busy with other things. But then it came back into my life. It always has a habit to come back, isn't it? And
absolutely, yeah.
So then I got in touch with some people, and they started the healing barn down in Miami Road, wasn't it? So yeah, and then from there on it developed a little bit. So yeah.
Great. And it's something that you find really helpful and useful for yourself and for others?
Yeah, I find it's it helps quite a bit. It's just for general well-being, isn't it? Health and well-being. It's a system that has been developed many years ago by a Japanese monk. Well, there are different stories about him, Ushi. And the story goes that he went into a meditation. He went into a cave. He was there for about 3 weeks because he wanted. He knew that there was more, but he couldn't find it. So finally, he decided to go into the cave and have a retreat, have a meditation. After 3 weeks, he got what they call a download, and he was downloaded the whole system of Reiki, because Reiki also works with symbols that you can use during the healing. And from there it kind of developed. He started teaching others Reiki, and some people became Reiki masters, as they call, and from there it went to America, and from there it went to Europe. I'm not sure if I'm spread all over.
Yeah.
So it is. I find it very beneficial for myself. I use it as when I'm unwell or I'm feeling unwell. Then I'll use Reiki on myself, and that really helps me recover quickly.
Does it help with kind of sort of heavier feelings or emotional imbalance, or even maybe, you know, when somebody's not able to think clearly, or they're just a bit lost in their lives? Does that kind of help?
Yeah, it does. It gives you a clear. I feel for myself. I can only speak for myself. What it did for me, because I did a while back, and maybe 10, 15 years ago, I went through a bit of a rough patch, and I myself went to a Reiki healer and had Reiki for a number of weeks, and it just gave me a clearer view of things. I'm not quite sure how to express that, but it did. It did help me become calmer as well.
Right.
And have to look back and actually look at the situation as it is, instead of
being caught in the middle of the whole lot. Yeah,
being caught in the middle of the lot. So it really did. And it gave me fantastic night's sleep.
That's always a good one.
And that's a good one as well.
Yeah, so and that's it, because, you know, for a lot of us, sleep's been quite disturbed for quite a while, for all kinds of different reasons. So even getting a good night's sleep helps you face the day. Yeah. They say that it is the balancing of the emotional body, because we have the 4 bodies, and I've mentioned 4 bodies before. Okay. So we have the physical body, which is the one that we touch. Yeah. We have the mental body, which is in the shape of a body, but it's our mental thinking, isn't it? It's what we think about. Yeah. And then we have our emotional body, which is also a body in the shape of a body. And that is how we feel, how we react to things. And then we have our sort of like our soul, our spirit, our body, which carries all of the memories, but all of the hardships and all of the kind of woundings, if you like, from your ancestors, you know. And yes, you do carry them for them to fix them, by the way. So the balancing of all of these bodies is quite important, because one body helps the other to feel a bit better. If there's too much mind going on, everybody knows, too much mind, too much thinking, can't think clearly, can't kind of settle. So Reiki
helps with that.
Helps
balancing your system. It does. It does. Most certainly it does.
Yeah. And that gives like a sense of wellness. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. So if you're not feeling okay, you know, Reiki can actually help a lot. And if you've never tried anything sort of like new or different, this is seriously the year to do it.
It is, most certainly. You know, and you can always try things and see if it works for you and how you feel afterwards. And but so far, the feedback that I've been given has always been positive. You know, from clients who've had a treatment and say they feel better, and
and some even more beneficial benefits that they notice that come from a session as well, and it's individual to individual people. But you know, at the very least, if you're going to get a good night's sleep, and if you're going to feel a bit more relaxed, or you're going to feel a little bit more together, it's worth a try.
I would say so, most certainly. So, But,
So could you, there's a few other things that you've tried as well in your wellness experience, healing of self and personal journey. What were some of those things again?
I because I'm always curious about other modalities, and you can always go and learn and see how you can use them. So I did that was a long weekend, and that was Kahara Miri Miri, and that was taught in the Coromandel, and it's more a massage sequence with pressure points, because pressure points correlate with like with certain issues, and the massage is more also for relaxation, and yes, like the left side of your body is connected to your womanhood, and the right side more to the male side, and so that was very interesting, and I practiced that for a little bit, and then I came across a lady who taught Miri Miri, so I went there for a weekend, and that was also very interesting, and I really enjoyed that. Totally different, because it's it's quite rough, like you use pressure points, and so that was really very interesting.
So when you say pressure points, so it's quite a big pressure, quite a hard pressure?
Quite a hard pressure,
okay.
And in that way the pain is being released. Yeah, so that was really cool. That was really cool.
So isn't it true that those release points, that pain is from experiences, and the pain is a memory of that experience that's being released when it's being pressed on.
Yeah, it is. So what you were talking earlier about ancestors, or what's happened in the past in your family, we all store that in our bodies in one way or another, and so if you have pain somewhere, then that can be an expression of things that happened in the past, and by using that pressure, and it releases that, so you then have to it will come more to the foreground, and then so you have to deal with it, or you've dealt with it, and
it's released.
And it's released, and so that was really really beneficial as well. I have to say, totally different than Reiki, because Reiki is, it's non-invasive. You don't touch anybody. Well, most of the time. Sometimes you touch the body, but it's just an opposite of that. But really good. So I've done that, and then I've done also, because I love meditation, I think sitting down and just closing your eyes and concentrating on something, it really helps you relax. And so I came across Vipassana meditation, and so I went on a Vipassana retreat, and that was really challenging, because during those are 10-day retreats. I don't know how many different kinds.
10 days of meditating all day.
10 days of just about all day, yeah. And that's very challenging, because you have to sit still
with yourself.
With yourself, yes. And it's totally. I just said I'm going for 10 days, and it's me, myself, and I, because you're not supposed to have eye contact even with somebody else.
So no speaking?
No speaking, no eye contact.
No touching?
No gestures, no nothing.
No gestures,
just yourself. And but that was really good as well, because it's the focus on yourself.
You've done this twice now.
I've done it. I've done it twice now. The first time was a real challenge. The second time was a little bit better, because you know what you can expect.
Right.
So you can prepare yourself a little bit better for you. The first time I had a really trouble with not speaking, because you talk to each other, isn't it? That's our way of communicating, and it's very difficult when you see somebody struggling with something, not to say anything, or So yeah, but the second time that went better, and it also helps me with being a Reiki healer, because it also learns you to concentrate on one thing, and so it also helps me with the Reiki, being a Reiki practitioner, those kind of practices. So yeah, so I try to maintain that at home, just regular meditation practices. So yeah, and it's all to do with self-development, and all to do for me to be able to help others to the best of my ability. How I can do that. So yeah. So it's two-sided a little bit. I mean, like I said, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a communication, a conversation that isn't spoken.
Exactly, yeah.
It's energy given, Reiki, energy given, which is love energy. We all need love. So, yeah.
True. So, that brings me to where I am at the moment.
Great.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, for people who haven't done anything like this before, you don't have to touch them.
No.
They can they lie down, sit down. What is that?
Well, what they preferably lie down. What I've been doing is, inviting people to my to where I practice Reiki, and then either on the phone or in person we have a conversation about Reiki, a little what it is, and then the client tells me what the reason is why they are coming to me or to a Reiki practitioner. And then after that conversation, I'll invite them to lie on the bed, or if they prefer to sit on the chair, that's possible as well. And then from there, I'll do the Reiki healing, and then afterwards we can have a talk as well if they would like to, or
Do you find that you're guided to, or just intuitively drawn to a place in their body that needs healing?
Yeah, I do. I usually start with the head, as we say. I sit behind someone, and from there you kind of get a strong impression to go to a certain place at the body. And I mean, if somebody comes and they say, "Oh, I have back pain," then you will concentrate on the back, of course, if they
right.
Because but often, like you say, you are attracted to certain areas of the body, or one particular area of the body, and and it's and it's also what I kind of, my feedback back is for people with chronic pain. Often it can be beneficial for that as well.
So it kind of relaxes the pain,
it relaxes the pain. So but that's the feedback I'm getting. So
great. And because you've gone and had it done from someone else yourself, that gives you that personal experience of what somebody goes through, what somebody feels while they're actually having a session, which makes it better for you when you come to give someone else Reiki, because you can tune into exactly what they may be. If somebody's really uncomfortable, or it's like this is their brand new first time, so you can just say things that help them feel comfortable. And I actually know myself that the moment that the Reiki starts, that it's just like especially if you're lying down, you feel like you just start drifting away.
You can be far, far away. And sometimes people say that, like, "Oh, are you finished already? I feel I've just started," or people fall asleep, or that's but that's a sign that they're really relaxed. And the more relaxed you are, the better. The better it is.
So what about how often? Is it one session? Is it more sessions? And how often and how frequent? What?
most of the time it's like if it's ongoing, it's an ongoing issue, then it once a week might be beneficial. And they say for 6 weeks would be the best. But I think you have to go personally. I've also treated somebody with Reiki, and that was 3 times a week, just because the situation called for that. So it's different, and it's personal. But yeah, once a week I would most certainly do a Reiki session if it's an ongoing issue, like with. Yeah.
Yes. And
until you feel like you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always come back and have another session if you want. There's no written rule really. It's more like...
So people can decide how they feel, if they feel it, if they need it. So it's, good.
It is.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Gerda, for coming on and being brave.
Thank you.
So, just anybody that wants to contact you, what is your...
I'm based in Napier. Best way to contact me is to ring or text on 027-896-3090.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
And they can do that anytime.
Anytime, yeah.
Great. So, well, thank you everyone for joining us today, and special thank you to you, darling.
You're welcome.
We will resume again on April the 1st, where I'll give a reading for April. If you want to have a personal session with me, my phone number is 021 4166 545, or if you want to contact me and have forgotten Gerda's number, then you can just contact the radio station, Radio Kidnappers, Voice of Hawke's Bay Community Radio. And on that note, namaste, people.
Namaste.